Everybody out there, all my MDK gang members out there, go check out Cole TV. I checked it out myself. That shit's dope as hell.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back into Pro Wrestling 60, where we talk about everything that happened in the world of professional wrestling this week in 60 minutes. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. Okay, so you're not from parts unknown. You're from Regina, Mr. B-Roll.
Regina! All fuzzy wuzzy all up in your Regina.
You keep moving around. Like, just choose a spot and stay there.
Speaking of moving around, though, I don't know why, but we're like flip-flops, so let's fix that. There we go.
That's because you went to Regina. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Never again. Anyways, as you say, Mr. B-Roll, go ahead and hit us with your famous line.
The clock starts now.
And we're going to kick it off with our top story of the week. And let's go. Boomaye! It's for the people, baby. Our top story this week. Your boy, Alex Kane, is your new MLW heavyweight champion. What an amazing moment in time this was this past Saturday at the old ECW arena for MLW's Never Say Never. I mean, we got to watch it together. It was a very special moment. Very special for us, too, considering, we've been talking to Alex for several months now. He came on our show, Learning the Ropes, several months ago. We interviewed him. And, hey, just saying, we called it then that he would be the next MLW heavyweight champion.
Actually was he was our first ever interview.
Yeah, he was our first ever interview.
Ever interview that we did. And, yeah, so... It was super cool to see and everything. And honestly, couldn't have happened to a better guy.
No, it really couldn't have. And there's so much historical significance of this, really. Like first of all, we got to give credit where credit is due to Alex Hammerstone, the defending champion, who had not lost that belt in, 600 plus some days. Like, he had held it practically forever, it seemed like. And just the chase for Alex Kane. If you look at his story, originally kind of coming in, being presented as this heel, essentially, and just like organically, like it just happened where everybody just got behind the Alex Kane train. I mean, it's. I'm telling you, B-Roll, as a longtime wrestling fan, this is one of those moments you see like very, very often. It's kind of like you look up into the sky and see like a meteor shower every 5 years or something like that. That's what we got to witness this past Saturday.
Would you say it was like small, like a small? I mean, no disrespect by saying this, but like a smaller scale Kofi Mania, or like the Yes movement.
Yeah, it's a moment right up there with that too. And it's like the storyline build. It was phenomenal for Alex Kane, and I can't wait to see where they go from next year with him.
And then I would say
he's our new MLW heavyweight champion.
I would say too, if you all are new here, new to Cole TV, new to PW60, and you're like, MLW? Like, what's MLW? Make sure you go check them out.
Yeah, check them out, because, I mean, they delivered a phenomenal show. And this matchup, just the psychology in this matchup, too. I mean, it was going back and forth. I was honestly like, there was moments where I'm just like, oh, my God, no, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Mm-hmm. But Alex Kane pulled off the win. And by golly, our match of the week is Alex Kane defeating Alex Hammerstone for the World Heavyweight Championship. But this was MLW's debut on Fight Plus with their pay-per-view. We're going to call it pay-per-view because I hate damn premium live event. But this was a loaded show too, man. How about the opener with Jacob Fatu against
Love the opener. Love
Oh
the
my
opener.
gosh. We do have new MLW tag team champions as the Calling defeated the Samoan SWAT team. A little bit of a scary moment for Timothy Thatcher as that match had to get stopped early on as there was an injury, but hopefully he is okay. Looked a little concussed, possibly. And overall, it was a great show. We had a blast watching it. I thought it was a pretty solid show. Great, great first outing for MLW on Fight Plus, and I can't wait to see what they have yet to come. And also, a huge announcement too: the indie god himself, Matt Cardona, is going to be coming to MLW as well. So that's going to be interesting to see what he gets into.
You know what I was thinking? I think he may walk right into a title picture.
Yeah, but I
He
tell
is
you
the
what,
indie god, so
that ain't one belt you're collecting, Cardona. No, 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 because we are now in the era of the Bumaye Club. It's because it's for the people. Bumaye! Also, this was a big story this week, too. Samoa Joe and CM Punk meeting one-on-one for the first time in almost 20 years, which is crazy to think because they had such a long-standing historic rivalry in Ring of Honor. And CM Punk finally picking up the win and defeating Samoa Joe for the first time ever in his career. This was a fun matchup. I do think with the end results, like I was telling you, I when we were watching this, I don't think we're done with the Joe Punk storyline here. I think we're going to see some more of that on down the road, and I'm all for it, man. But we now have a final in the Owen Hart men's tournament, as we now know CM Punk will be going up against Absolute Ricky Starks, who defeated Powerhouse Hobbs on Collision. So that final is set for next week. And hey,
man, it's
oh, go ahead.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because the men's are already at the finals and the women's are there. I mean, due to just injuries and sickness,
Yeah,
they're
the
still
ma
in the semifinals.
yeah, it's crazy to think, but a little bit of, being prolonged because of injuries and whatnot. However,
Yeah.
we do know that the match that was supposed to take place at Collision between Willow Nightingale and Athena will take place this Friday on Rampage, and Wednesday on Dynamite, you will see Sky Blue against Ruby Soho in that other semifinal matchup. And it's already building up to be an epic collision this upcoming Saturday in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We know the men's final, the women's final will happen. Also, because of what happened here on Collision, we're going to get FTR in a rematch against the Bullet Club Gold. Only this time, B-roll, it's going to be for the tag team titles, and it's 2 out of 3 falls. Man, this was a tremendous tag match on Collision, don't you think?
Yeah, it really was. I gotta say though, it's pretty bold to challenge FTR to 2 out of 3 falls. And how about the return of Scorpio Sky?
Oh yeah, Scorpio Sky looking as great as ever, going up against Action Andretti in a fun matchup. And dude, I love the new like the silhouette, the like the on the Tron for Scorpio Sky, where it's like he's reaching for the sky. It's kind of like a play off the Jordan logo. Chef's kiss. But Collision was a loaded show this past Saturday, but by God, next Saturday it's going to be even more loaded, and we cannot wait to see it. Well, Mr. B-Roll, it's come that time in the show. Let's go to Husky for a hot take.
Yo! What's up? I had to do that one more time. I'm back with another hot take. So, the finals for the Owen Hart tournament are Absolute Ricky Starks versus CM Punk. Now, I think this is where we get the CM Punk heel turn. I think he goes heel on Ricky Starks, starts beating him down after the match. FTR comes out, tries to stop him, then they join in on the beatdown. So now we have a heel CM FTR running shit on Collision. What do y'all think?
Interesting. I could get behind that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see this Saturday.
I'm just curious though. I wonder if that means Ricky Starks like beats CM Punk, or like what the circumstances are.
I don't know. I mean, I could see it working either way. I think Punk would have to lose, honestly, to cause him to turn, but you never know. Like I say, we'll find out here shortly on Collision. But this week, Mr. B-Roll, on Friday Night SmackDown, it was the trial of your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And man, oh man, like, once again, we talk about it all the time with this Bloodline story. Like, once again, like, it just took over pretty much television for WWE this week. I feel like that trial, along with like what happened at the end of the night, was like over half of what happened on SmackDown in Madison Square Garden this past week.
The first segment, I think, with like them talking and then the beatdown and everything, was like 35 minutes.
That's insane, man. Like I like, and don't get me wrong, I've been loving this, but I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I do feel like maybe it's just a little too much this week. But that's okay. It's still, as somebody once says, that's some good shit, pal. But ultimately, it looks like all roads are pointing towards a Jay versus Roman matchup, probably for SummerSlam for the undisputed Universal Championship.
Yeah, I'm going to say the two great things that I absolutely loved from this segment. I mean, we got what we, expected. Basically, shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
But I love that they're keeping the dirty shot, if you will. It's kind of what, because Jay did that to Roman, apparently to get when he kicked out, and then you see Roman getting him back.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of all of this is when Solo puts the hand on the mic.
Oh yeah, he's just like, no, fuck this. Yep. No.
Love it.
That was pretty badass too. I liked at the end too, like how he worded it, because it's just like you and me, 1-on-1, no Usos, no Solo, no Wise Man, trial by combat. That I thought was pretty dope. Made me think of like Black Panther or something. So, anyways, looks like all roads are pointing towards Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam this year. But as we mentioned, SmackDown was in Madison Square Garden, once dubbed the world's most famous arena. And it was still a pretty loaded show, even though like that took up the majority of it. The big one was Edge appearing on Grayson Waller Effect, and thus we got Edge in ring on SmackDown Wrestling, debuting Grayson Waller, which I thought was great. I enjoyed the matchup. I know some people kind of complaining, well, why is Grayson losing in his first like matchup on the main roster? Well, he's going against the Hall of Famer and Edge. I mean, I don't think I really need to explain or say anything else.
I mean, if you look at the people that Grayson Waller has been put in to interact with,
rub shoulders with,
it's obviously that they've got plans for him.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's going to be a huge star, I think, on the rise. Also, AJ Styles went 1-on-1 against Karrion Kross, and Sheamus against Austin Theory in a very physical matchup as well. Overall, SmackDown was a fun show. Well, Mr. B-Roll, it's that time of the week again. Let's go to your Tribal Queen, Bree, for her tidbit of the week.
Well, hi, everybody. It is your Tribal Queen tidbit of the week with Tribal Queen Bree. First, I want to say, go support your local independent promotions. I'm representing Sons of Saginaw, one of the local tag teams here in Michigan. Anyways, in the leading weeks to SummerSlam, because your girl, the Tribal Queen, is going to be in attendance there, I'm looking forward to see who Austin Theory is going to be facing in Detroit, if he has a match. Does anybody think it's going to be Sheamus, since they did face each other this past SmackDown? Or maybe it's going to be just another big card person? I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. I personally think it's going to be Sheamus again, and Sheamus is sadly going to take the title off of him. But that is just me. This is your Tribal Queen tidbit of the week.
Yes, she loves her A-Town down. Who doesn't love A-Town down? Come on. Anyways, boy, oh boy, though, B-Roll, like the Bloodline drama is not the only thing going on in the world of the WWE right now. How about this? Judgment Day drama. Man, it really picked up this week, as in the main event of Monday Night Raw, Dominic Mysterio, or Dirty Dom, as we're calling him now, went 1-on-1 against Seth freaking Rollins. We thought Finn Balor was not going to be at Raw. He showed up, and well, the lines are getting drawn here between the Judgment Day. What do you make of this?
Drama, 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 and I absolutely love it. I also love the Dominic's new like Nerf gun stuff that he's coming out with. It's pretty dope.
He's a hardened criminal though, so don't tell him it's a Nerf gun, dude. But yeah, I thought the start of Raw was pretty fun with Seth coming out and then Cody coming out, and it's like teasing that for a brief moment. Then you get Brock Lesnar coming out, and then like we were obviously picking that back up as we all thought with Brock and Cody. It's interesting to see because like SummerSlam we're only what, maybe 4 weeks away, if that, and it's already picking up. But like, interesting enough, there's a lot of matches that seems like are going to be going in place.
Yeah,
We don't know what's going on with Seth though, so that I find interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm sure we'll find out these weeks ahead. But I tell you, another pivotal moment of the night, in my opinion, the best moment of the night on Monday Night Raw. How about that Shayna Baszler promo against Ronda, man? Dude, she laid into her ass. Like, I'm all for it. I was
comes
like,
out saying the last thing people, what was it? The last thing is, let me save you because the last thing people want to do is hear you talk on the microphone or
yeah.
you try to talk on the microphone.
Yeah, but she laid into her, man. And hey, speaking of laying into each other, how about that physical matchup between Rhea Ripley and Natalya, man? Damn, they were beating the hell out of each other. And now I do have one gripe, a huge gripe with Monday Night Raw this week. The women's tag title turmoil match. My gripe with this is you fucking debut Indy Hartwell on the main roster and she makes her entrance during a fucking commercial break and picture. I hate that shit. Like, no, you should have done that way better. And the fact that Indy they got beat like right off the bat there. I mean, I'm happy Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green won that matchup, but still though, it's like, come on, man, you're not giving any love to Indy or Candice LeRae, but I don't know. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, I do enjoy kind of like the weird storyline between Nikki and Candice LeRae, though. I enjoy it.
Well, we'll have to see what happens in the coming weeks here on Monday Night Raw. Well, let's talk about AEW Dynamite this week. Once again, another loaded show as we got to see some more of the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. We did see Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin advance against Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. We saw MJF and Adam Cole advance. I know why you're chuckling, and that was a pretty epic. You know what? I don't know what's more epic: the stuff where they're working out in the gym, or the aftermath of what happened with MJF and Adam.
Honestly, probably my favorite part of it was like as they're making their entrance and MJF's like running around him and they're like,
Yes.
I just freaking love it.
Yes, it was pretty hilarious. Also, we got to see Ruby Soho advance against Dr. Britt Baker in the Owen Hart tournament. Interesting because that was a rematch of the finals from last year as well. But yeah, Dynamite once again, man.
Oh, and Keith Lee was a beast, by the way.
Oh my God, yes, how he like threw around like Darby. That was criminal, man. I love too the look on Orange Cassidy's face over in the corner, like, ugh.
Yeah, because it started off kind of weird because they started like backstage with Darby and Keith, and then it went to the match.
Yeah, and then how about Chris Jericho? Like that promo with the possibility of maybe joining the Don Callis family. I like the line where Jericho's like, "I don't join factions, I create them." So I don't know where they're gonna go with that, but it's very intriguing, to say the least. Also, we have to mention that main event between Kenny and Wheeler Yuta, man. Oh my gosh, physical. Of course, Wheeler did end up getting hurt. However, It wasn't a serious injury, so he should be ready in a couple weeks for Blood and Guts, is what's anticipated. But man, oh man, that was a physical matchup. But if you had to ask me like what my favorite moment of the night is, I mean, I do love a good birthday party, and I mean that was a pretty epic birthday party they threw on Dynamite. And Mr. B-Roll, I can tell you this. I know exactly why it was such a great birthday party because of who MJF turned to throw that bash. Check this out.
A long time ago, I tried to audition to be a Nitro Girl, and I just didn't have the moves. So I went on to chase my other dream of starting the BGM Insurance and Herbalife store and party supplies. Well, hello, Maxwell. Welcome to the BGM. Shit, I forgot the name already. Well, I'm happy you showed up. You did not have to come in here in your underwear, but hey, it's heavily appreciated. So this is for a Adam Cole. So how long you two been together? Oh, it's that situation. Well, Prime month's over with, but hey, I celebrate it all year long. Oh, your armpit smells great. Now, you originally wanted a bigger cake, but we can only give you like one tier. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of small, but it's just going to be you two eating it. It's not like you're going to share it with like Roderick Strong, who I'm sure loves cake. I bet he has a sweet tooth. Now, would you be interested in any piñatas? Now, we have this one fella here who's either a Pokemon or a really happy left testicle. What the hell is this Ring of Honor of 2010? What the hell are you covering? You look like you're dressed up like Rocky Maivia in his debut, minus the pineapple hair. Hey, what's up, Adam? So, Adam, how good does he taste? Now, guys, I think there's one thing missing from this party, other than you trying to give each other diabetes with how sweet you are. I think you need a piñata. I know you didn't like the left testicle one, but I think I got a perfect one. It's everyone's favorite singer. It's Shania Twain! That's it. That has all the hits. You're gonna whack the piñata. It's I'm running out of jokes. No, not that way. The other way. The other way. I can't go out that way. I gotta go over here.
Oh, Best Scout, you've done it again. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, let's talk about NXT this week. And I gotta say this, B-Roll, NXT, they're doing firing on all cylinders, man. I feel like I've really enjoyed these last couple of weeks of NXT.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I used to never watch NXT, like ever, and now it's
one of the more enjoyable shows.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really interesting.
I loved the Roxanne Blair Davenport match.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
The Fight Pit match was pretty awesome.
It was interesting. Also get to see Gable Stevenson really kind of get physical for the first time we've seen, like on
taking everybody
WWE
to
television.
Suplex City.
Yes, indeed. Dude, what about that Mustafa Ali Tyler Bate match? Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, that was a match made in heaven. And no, I'm not talking about the Macho Man again and Miss Elizabeth's wedding. Also, too, we got to talk about this in big news. How about the Dyad going up against the Creed brothers in a loser leaves NXT match? I mean, I think myself included, a lot of us thought the Dyad was going to lose this because, it's been reported that they're going to get out of their contracts, but the Creed brothers lost, B-Roll. Your favorite tag team in NXT lost. And now, what's going to happen?
They're probably going to the main roster.
Yeah, they got to be going to the main roster.
And I'll have to put up with them more.
Yeah, but you love them. You even said it yourself. They're starting to grow on you.
They're starting to grow on me, and then they talk.
Well, I see how it is. Well, nonetheless, it was a loaded NXT this past week. And then we got to talk about this, too. AEW's 100th Rampage episode. I can't believe they've already done 100 of those damn things. Can you believe that?
I remember the first one just like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean the first one, yeah, with Kenny Omega and Christian Cage, I agree. And now
That
here
was
we
such a
are.
pop. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yeah, what a moment in time that was. But here we are, and on the 100th Rampage, we did see some more blind eliminator tag team tournament matches as Brian Cage and Big Bill advanced, defeating Trent and Matt Sydal. We also got to see Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia defeat Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. And man, oh man, hard to watch again. The Dark Order against the Elite, man, and I'm telling you, like,
Stop it.
it's just I don't know how I feel about this, man. It's just like I'm supporting the Dark Order, but like Hangman was our guy, and
Why can't we all just get along?
I just you think you know somebody, man. I don't know anymore with you, Hangman. I just don't know. And that's all I got to say about that. Well, hey, it was a big week in New Japan Pro Wrestling this week. So let's go to our good, close personal friend, the CDC, for the New Japan Report.
Greetings from Earth. It is I, the CDC 83, here with your very quick New Japan Pro Wrestling Week in Review. This week, New Japan had a two-night event known as Independence Day as part of the Strong Division. However, it actually was in Korakuen Hall in Japan. Night one did not have a ton going on, so I'm going to basically just skip to the highlights. Filthy Tom Lawler defeats the young boy of TMDK, Kosei Fujita. The tag team of Eddie Kingston and Rocky Romero defeated the tag team of Kenta and Gato, Eddie Kingston getting the pin on Gato. The night one action of tag teams saw the Strong Openweight Championship defended. The champions of Bushiman, that being Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, were defeated by Gabriel Kidd and Alex Coughlin. Also this evening saw the newly formed junior tag team for the Bullet Club, Drillakilla, Dan Maloney, and Clark Connors, 100% proof, defeated the team of Catch 2-2 to take over and reign now as your new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions. Your main event of the evening was the... Hold on, I gotta read this one. The Exciting Encounter Doomsday No DQ match, featuring the tag team of Jun Kasai and El Desperado taking on Homicide and John Moxley. El Desperado got the win. However, John Moxley got to try out a new hairstyle. Very nice. The second night had a lot more action as well going on, but again, I'm going to stick to the highlights on this one. The junior tag titles were on the line the next night again, so your new champions with Drillakilla, Dan Maloney, and Clark Connors, 100% proof, took on the team of Rocky Romero and Yo, almost a kind of reforming of Roppongi 3K a little bit there. However, they did lose. Yeah, so that is what it is. We also saw the fall and defeat of TMDK members Bad Dude Tito and Kosei Fujita when they went up against the tag team of Monster Sauce, Alex Zane, and Lance Archer. The Strong Women's Championship was also on the line. Willing Nightingale was defeated by her challenger, Julia. In what feels like deja vu, the team of Bushiman versus the new tag team for the Bullet Club and Gabriel Kidd and Alex Coughlin. Now we're going for the IWGP tag titles, because if you recall, they were joint held at the time. This joint effort, though, was unsuccessful for the new Bullet Club team as they lost, and Bushiman retains, continuing on as the IWGP World Tag Team Champions. The Strong Open Championship, Kenta, the champion, versus Eddie Kingston, with a very happy ending. Eddie Kingston, congratulations. And then in the final match, we saw the final death match between El Desperado and John Moxley. Although John Moxley won with Death Rider, he definitely didn't look like a victor with everything going on. Just crazy bloody, crazy violent match. mad respect to both of those guys that they put their bodies through ridiculous amounts of punishment for our entertainment. So, thank you. And that'll wrap it up. That's really all the things that have happened in New Japan this week of note. Again, I have been Corey, also known as the CDC83 on TikTok. So long and goodbye from Earth.
Earth. Yes, thank you, CDC, for that very special report. And as he mentioned, Eddie Kingston picking up the New Japan Strong title, and we had to make him our wrestler of the week. And I got to be honest, folks, this was a hard one for us because, like, we were really torn between Alex Kane and Eddie. But I mean, Eddie, it was just so, just like you can see it here. Look at his face. Just look at how it just overwhelmed he is with joy
So
that he
we
is
give
New Japan Strong.
we give one, like our match of the week, and then we give the other the wrestler of the week.
Well, not only that too, Alex had already won our Wrestler of the Week here on PW60 when he won Battle Riot, months ago. But just saying. But nonetheless,
that's true.
Eddie Kingston, totally deserving of this moment. Anybody that follows him knows how huge of a Japanese wrestling fan he is. Matter of fact, I think there's a video out there like where he's watching Japanese wrestling with like Tony Schiavone or something. You can just see his fandom like on his face. Like he's just such a huge fan. So this just truly meant something for him. And man, oh man, Eddie's got some momentum as he's getting ready to head into the G1 climax this year. So Eddie, you are our wrestler of the week, my friend, and you totally deserve it. And how about this, B-roll? It come out this week that Jon Moxley would like to challenge Sonata for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which is an interesting statistic, as he said he would be the only person who's held the AEW title, the WWE Championship, and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That would be impressive. Here's my question, though. And I'm not saying this to be like mean or anything, but why the fuck did they not do this at Forbidden Door? like
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Oh, we had
well, Mox was in the BCC match, but you could have took him out of that, made it like a 4-man or something. I mean,
you could have. They wanted to turn Jungle Boy heel.
I know, but still, it's like they could have done that with something else. Because I said from day one I wanted to see Mox against Sonata. I thought that'd be a great matchup. I think it'll be a great matchup when it happens. Here's the question for you though: is Moxley gonna win the IWGP Championship against Sonata? I mean, Sonata is like proving himself, but let's call a spade a spade. I love Sonata, but so far his title reign has been a little bit underwhelming. I mean, he's had some challengers, but nothing too serious. This would be the first big contender for him.
It's all about when the match is, to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sonata's got to worry about right now getting ready for the G1 climax. And I mean, not necessarily like when you're the champion, it's not necessarily like you have to win the G1, but there's also the fact that like, if you take any losses in that tournament, well, that sets up for future title matches for whoever beats you in the tournament. So I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, but Mox right now, he's got a little something else to focus on right now, and that is Blood and Guts, which is less than 2 weeks away, which is crazy to think. Coming at the TD Garden on July the 19th, where we will see the BCC against the Elite finally settle this feud, this rivalry. And rumors. Who's going to be the fifth man on each side? Because we do know the Elite have Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Hangman. But we've thought this from day one, and rumors are coming out pretty heavily that it looks like the fifth member could be one Kota Ibushi. And the
Golden
Lovers reunite. It has to be.
Like, I can't think of anyone else. And let me say, if it is anyone else, they're probably going to get booed out of the building.
That's a good point. It was hinted by Kenny on a promo after Dynamite. It sounds like Kota Ibushi's coming. I I'm gonna be shocked if it's not Ibushi, honestly. It's got to be. I'm like, this one to me is like a surefire. Like I know, but on the other side of things, I don't know because you've got Moxley, you got Yuta, you got Claudio, you got Takeshka who's joining them. Obviously, Danielson cannot join them due to his injury. Won't be cleared in time to wrestle. This past week on Dynamite, we mentioned it earlier. Could it possibly be Chris Jericho joins the BCC? I mean, doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you think about last year in Blood and Guts. It was the BCC against the Jericho Appreciation Society. But in the world of wrestling, crazier things have happened. And speaking of those crazy things, listen to this what's been suggested that the fifth member could be CM Punk. Apparently, Punk
that he offered.
that he offered his services to be the fifth member for the BCC. Apparently, like it sounds like both sides have turned this down, is what we're hearing. I don't know. B-roll, is this true, or you think this is just more stirring the fucking pot with this whole like Punk and the Elite? I feel like that's kind of what this is.
Here's what I always say. When news like this leaks out, there's these reports, these rumors. I always think of who leaked it and why.
Yeah. So I do think like the more and more as time goes on, like this is just going to be a slow build. We're eventually getting the lead against Punk at some point. It's going to happen. They wouldn't be teasing it this damn much for it not to happen.
There's no doubt in my mind. Like, you would like the fact that, and I love dogs, but the fact that Larry is like on TV, not like physically, but like whether Punk's rocking the shirt or like he had a shirt in the background of his promo, Larry on it. Like, because we all know Larry supposedly, or did the dog bite? No, that was Ace Steel that bite Kenny Omega. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, it was a human being, a crazed human being named Ace Steel. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just going to add more and more to that, but like it's going to be a slow build. But man, when it happens, it's going to be an epic moment, I think. And like I say, hopefully, like we can have this epic moment. It's great, and then like once again, we just move on past the other bullshit, which I think we're there. I think we're there pretty much, honestly.
I think you have to be, or you never would have brought CM Punk back. I would hope.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, too, I thought it was interesting, too, in your hometown this week of Regina. They were pretty behind CM Punk. You didn't hear as many boos like you did the week prior. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see, too. Must be something about the Kool-Aid there in Regina. But anyways, I digress. But nonetheless, it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be the fifth member for the Blackpool Combat Club come Blood and Guts. Because you got to keep in mind, folks, no Eddie Kingston. You're not going to see Shooter because they're going to be tied up with the G1. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm sure we'll find some answers out this week on Dynamite. All right. I want to talk about this, B-roll. GCW had some shows this week, and I loved the hell out of this one. So on the 4th of July, it is tradition that GCW hosts their annual Backyard Wrestling show. This was Backyard Wrestling 5. And I got to say this, like, I love the concept of this. So B-roll, the concept essentially is like a homage to backyard wrestling, essentially, which we know it is what it is. It's violent, over the top, etc., etc. But they literally just, they don't, this funny thing is they don't like announce the venue. They just randomly do it in somebody's backyard. And just the setup for this was hilarious because it was like you had your ring in the backyard. They had makeshift swimming pools around, trampolines, kids' playhouses. They had a fucking payloader. All this stuff was used in this show. But this is what I really liked about it is like all the wrestlers on this show used completely different personas. So it was the GCW roster, but it was like completely different personas that they used on this show. Go check it out on Fight Plus. I think it's a fun watch. Interesting side note, what I enjoyed was I thought it was pretty cool how they ended up doing involving like the kids' playhouses in it, because there was one playhouse where the fucking thing wouldn't break. It was just comical. I don't know, personal. It just made me pop. Also, too, this was actually in famous wrestler 911's backyard. So if you're familiar with ECW, this actually happened in 911's backyard, but it was pretty epic. Like I said, go check it out on Fight TV. It's a pretty interesting watch. But GCW, that wasn't the only show they had this past week. This past Saturday night, they had their Cleanup Man show from Connecticut, of all places. And in the main event, you got to see Nick Gage go up against your favorite wrestler, one Psycho Clown, in a dream matchup. Yeah. And then also we got to see Cousin Blake himself. Blake Christian retained his GCW title. The East West Express retained their tag team championships. And in a big moment, their women's wrestling, Stardom superstar Yumami Oyagi made her American debut, or at least for American promotion, where she went up against Billy Starks in a fun matchup. But I'm telling you what, dude, GCW is another one of those promotions that's killing it, knocking it out of the park, and it's just indie wrestling is so alive and well right now. And hey, speaking of indie wrestling, let's go to Michael with the indie wrestling report for this week.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Michael with some independent wrestling events news. Hybrid Pro Wrestling 4-year anniversary show at the Todd's Farm Event Center at 309 William J. Parker Drive, Headland, Alabama. Go to Hybrid Pro on Facebook for tickets. Next, we have... That is on July 22nd. Can't remember if I said that. The second, Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling presents Glory Glory, July 16th at VFW Post 6605 at 1011 Quarter Road, Corder, in Warner Robins, Georgia. Doors open at 4 p.m. Bell time at 5. Tickets are $10. Battlefield Pro Wrestling, Edge of Greatness, July 30th at the Signature Event Center at 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, PA. Bell time is at 5 p.m. General admission tickets are $25.
There you have it. There's some indie shows around you can check out. And hey, don't forget to support indie wrestling in your neck of the woods.
I was going to say, I think that Battlefield Wrestling, I think our good friend Savage is a part with
Oh,
them.
yeah. Yeah, I think he is. I think you're right. So, well, hey, it was announced this week that Claudio Castanelli will be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship against Mark Briscoe at Death Before Dishonor. And hey, we heard the news first on Learning the Ropes this past Thursday night, where our buddy Michael did announce this match. So, dude, I'm all for it as long as Mark Briscoe wins. He's long overdue. He deserves this moment. We're going to manifest it into happening. And the crazy thing is, this is literally, we're just a couple weeks away from this too, B-Roll. But it's going to happen.
I want it, but I have my doubts.
You stop it. You stop it. It's going to happen. Mark Briscoe, come July 21st, it's going to be your new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. You heard it here first. And hey, we got a return this week. How about legit Layla Hirsch has returned back to action for almost being out, I believe, about a year. She did return to Ring of Honor television. So it's great to see her back in the ring. And it's crazy. We were just talking about this the other day. We're like, what happened to legit Layla Hirsch? When is she coming back? Well, to answer that question, she is
Ta-da!
back now. And she's in RI. She'll be interested to see what she does in Ring of Honor. And On the flip side of that, it was announced this week that Steve Macklin suffered an injury at the Impact shows in Australia, and thus he will not be able to compete at Slammiversary, which is coming up this Saturday. So Bully Ray is going to announce who his tag team partner will be as they go up against PCO and Scott D'Amore. It's going to be interesting to see who that would be. Is it going to be somebody off the Impact roster? Is it going to be somebody from outside? Who knows? But we're going to find out here very soon about what's going to happen in this matchup. Well, B-Roll, you look like you need a little spice in your life. Let's go to Spicy Guac with a spicy take.
What is up? It is your boy, Spicy Guac, coming at you with a spicy take. And we're throwing it back. Throwing it back to the 2010s, baby. If Hogan and Bischoff didn't get involved with TNA when they did, they would have given the WWE a pretty good run in the ratings. But unfortunately, all that hokey carny bullshit that they pulled for the 3 years that they were involved, like, how are you going to tell me that Brooke Hogan had anything to do in the fucking, not even 6 sides, because they got rid of that, it was the 4-sided ring. Why did she?
See, he's just going on and on, man. That's what happens when you talk about any of the damn Hogans. Now, we also found out this week that Battle of the Belts will be coming up this Saturday, immediately following Collision. And the first matchup was announced as the TNT champion of Luchasaurus with Christian Cage will defend against Shawn Spears. And I guess this is Battle of the Belts 7. I thought it was 8. Hell, I don't know. I've lost track.
7, 8. I don't know how to read numerals.
What you talking about? Anyways, Battle of the Belts will be coming this upcoming Saturday, and what's going to be a loaded Saturday with professional wrestling action. And oh boy, the IWC, we've all been waiting for this, baby. Nick Wayne will finally be able to make his AEW in-ring debut.
It's not his name.
It's PG, so we can't really say that name here, Mr. B-Roll. So,
can we go with a Nick Effin Wayne?
You get one.
Okay.
And you just used it, so there. Yes. Nick Wayne will go up against Swerve Strickland this week on Dynamite. The significance of this matchup, too, is like Nick Wayne had his debut against Swerve Strickland, so it's just cool now his debut in All Elite Wrestling is going to go up against Swerve. It's going to be an awesome matchup, man. I cannot wait to see this. I'm about as exciting for this as I remember when seeing Vikino make his AEW debut against Kenny Omega. Hey, man, this is a caliber matchup it could deliver on that level, in all honesty. And I'm here for it. I can't wait to see it, my friend.
But don't worry, I'm sure Prince Nana is going to get involved and ruin it all.
Because that's what he does. Well, this was interesting, too, this week. Aleister Black pretty much just come out and said, like, the House of Black is exclusive to Collision. Now, I find it Oh, I did say Aleister. Wait a minute, Malachi Black, right? Yeah, I always get his damn names confused. He's still gonna be Tommy into me, damn it. But anyways, all right, I think I even fucked that up. But anyways, this guy here with the tattoos, and not the big one, there. Anyways, he came out and said, Malachi Black come out and said that the House of Black is going to be exclusive to Collision, which I think is interesting because of his reasoning behind it is because he feels like if they are on multiple shows, it's going to take away from the aura of the House of Black. So I think that's pretty cool, man. Pretty interesting booking, and I'm here for it. So it'll be interesting to see how the House of Black runs on Collision. And speaking of Collision, too, Andrade making some interesting comments about CM Punk as he proclaimed that he feels like the title that CM Punk possesses in that magical bag, if it's a title, because it could be like, a bunch of pastries from that place in Chicago he loves. It could be something.
Could be Larry.
Pickles.
Could be
now
Larry.
Don't say that. That's too mean. That can't be Larry. That'd be terrible. Anyways, nonetheless, Andrade pretty much saying that title could become the top title to Collision. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Well, another epic week in merch. And we got to go to our good, close personal friend, MJ, with your merch of the week.
Hey, what's going on, PW60? MJ here, and I am back with your merch moments of the week. So let's jump into it. All right, as you all know, 4th of July was this past week. The Shop AEW team actually launched a few different things in celebration of July 4th on July 4th, which I kind of wish they would have launched it a few days before, maybe a couple weeks before, so people could have it in time for 4th of July, but that's okay because now we have them for next year. So Adam Cole's shirt was actually pretty cool. I think my favorite, FTR is a classic as well, but the Acclaimed, maybe I'm biased because I love pink, but this shirt just cracked me up. Well done. I absolutely loved this shirt. Then we're going to jump into some other merch this week, as well as the Best in the World jacket from CM Punk. Let's actually take a closer look at that one because that one is honestly so impressive. I am kind of wanting to get this one for myself, to be completely honest with you. The details in this are amazing. The sleeves with the little fists and the X's on them, completely amazing. Honestly, I'm tempted to get this one for myself. What do you think? Okay, so AEW actually had one last thing I wanted to touch on. This Real Latino Man shirt from Andrade sent me so much. Oh my God, I was dying laughing about this because AEW constantly gets criticism for copying WWE or, mentioning WWE. And so just leaning into the skid and having Andrade wear this Real Latino Man shirt after Charlotte Flair months ago had made a comment about how Andrade was a real Latino man that she was with was hilarious. Well done, AEW. All right, and wrapping up merch moments of the week, I gotta give it to Solo Sikoa. He was rocking the brand new Solo Sikoa exclusive shirt for WWE, and this moment with Paul Heyman where he just takes the mic and just throws it off of the ring was perfect way to encapsulate merch moment of the week. All right, another reason I had to give it up for Solo Sikoa, he actually came in at number 2. His WWE Elite 104 figure is the second most purchased figure this week. Congratulations to him. And last week, of course, I put the Bloodline as the merch moment of the week as well, but clearly they still deserve it because the Usos Amazing Ultimate Edition 2-pack came in at number 1 on the bestseller list, and for good reason. If you remember from last week, that figure is beautiful. So well done to the Bloodline. All right, that is it for my merch moments of the week. What did you think? Did you agree with my choices? Let us know below.
There you have it. And hey, speaking of some pretty sweet merch, I don't know if you noticed MJ's shirt there. It was a pretty badass band called Ends Embrace, which you should check out because they're getting ready to just take off huge. Shout out to you, Ryan, my friend. Now, let's talk about this. Roman Reigns was banned from TikTok?
You can't ban the tribal chief.
Ban the tribal chief. This was interesting, but the best part was the comeback when his account was reborn, or whatever the word you're looking for there. And it's essentially the WrestleMania with press conference where he's like, "Oh yeah, you thought that was it, huh? You thought I was done." I thought that was freaking hilarious. So yeah, I'm enjoying Roman Reigns' TikToks, man. I think it's a pretty fun. You should definitely give him a follow for sure. Now, this is interesting. It came out this week that Drew McIntyre, we know he's returned to the WWE, but you realize he still hasn't re-signed his contract with the WWE? That's interesting.
My goodness.
So, he's still got till, I believe, the end of the year. But, hey, we're not out of the woods yet. Not sure if Drew's going to re-sign with WWE or not. We'll just have to wait and see. And how about some rumors coming out? This is a big rumor coming out. It looks like Ronda Rousey, after she finishes up her program with Shayna Baszler, is going to return to the UFC. I don't know how true that is. I could see it because I as much as with all the respect to Ronda, I feel like UFC is where she's most relevant. And the UFC, whatever she does, she returns to. It's going to be a huge pay-per-view that's going to make a ton of money. So this makes sense to me.
She's probably thinking, too, that, how much longer do I have left in combat sports?
Yeah.
So,
but it is what it is. But once again, this is just a rumor. And speaking of rumors, let's go to Jay with the Dirt Sheet News.
Alex Kane winning the MLW title really is, well, I don't know. Hey, it's your boy Jay, bona fide member of the Dirt Sheet Press. And here are some stories you may have missed this past week within professional wrestling. And Alex Kane is new world champion of MLW. If you're not watching MLW, you're not watching the only company putting on professional wrestling in the United States. Alex Kane defeats Alexander Hammerstone and becomes MLW world champion. And a little special bonus for you. Research Alex Kane just so you could watch the greatest title chase in professional wrestling history. And I did not stutter when I said that, because Alex Kane's title chase to finally win the MLW World Championship is the greatest chase in professional wrestling history. Also, CM Punk wants to be in the Blood and Guts match, and Jon Moxley's all for it. There's a spot open on the Blackpool Combat Club side of Blood and Guts, because Bryan Danielson fractured his forearm during Forbidden Door. CM Punk threw his hat in the ring and said he could do it. Jon Moxley said he is not opposed to the idea and was very receptive to it. But the Bucks, Omega, started shaking their knees and were terrified of the idea. So we're still not sure who that fifth member is going to be. But CM Punk threw his hat in the ring, so it may be somebody even bigger than Punk that comes to the Blackpool Combat Club's aid in Blood and Guts. Also, Money in the Bank, the highest grossing wrestling show in England's history. The funny thing is, in just a month and a half, AEW is going to shatter that record when they hold All In. This was the reason why John Cena was a surprise at Money in the Bank, to possibly hint at a WrestleMania in London, as the WWE likes to get paid to put on these big events. John Cena mentioning a possible WrestleMania in London, the WWE was hoping would urge those in the London Tourism Board to tap the WWE about having a WrestleMania there in their country. The only downside is London is the most popular tourist attracted city in the entire world, so they really don't need WrestleMania, but AEW is definitely not competition to WWE. And those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts. The dirt sheet news!
Oh, love that, Jay. And hey, we love our Wrestle Talk creators. And boy, oh boy, B-Roll, we got a very special one this week for our Creator of the Week. We had to go with You Know Him, You Love Him, one Justin Bundy, baby, JB Wrestling. He is such one of the most positive people on Wrestle Talk. Always hyping people up, always promoting them. Like, he is just such an overall good and amazing guy, and I can't say enough nice things about him.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yes, you do. And he's our Wrestle Talk Content Creator of the Week. And hey, you know what else you deserve? You deserve a Brian's Random Moment of the Week, though. Let's go to that right now.
Hello, and back again with another Brian's Random Moment of the Week here on PW60. Once again, honored to be here. And I leave content creators green with envy. Not really. Not even close. Probably the other way around. Probably more envious of everybody else on PW60. So, here we go. Been doing the series about factions and you building your own ultimate version, kind of like a Red Lobster with their ultimate feast. Well, it's your ultimate version of different factions. Last week, I asked you about the Dangerous Alliance in a 2-1-2 format, or actually, I think I did a keep 2, remove 3, and add 3 more in their place kind of thing, and also gave you the option for keep 3, take out 2, and then put 2 new people in their place. So we're going to do the same kind of thing, moving a little bit forward in history of WCW and looking at the Dungeon of Doom. They were very corny, very campy, but hey, it was WCW at that point, you know. Hey, that's how it goes. Especially their mission to end Hulkamania. So what I want you to do is go with keep 2 long-term members. It could be the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan and the Giant. It could be Shark. It could be the Zodiac. Yes, no, yes. You can, or however that goes, you can keep a short-term member in there, and then remove, we're going to go with 5 total. Let's say you're building Dungeon of Doom with 5 members. The last 2 spots, anybody who was never in the Dungeon of Doom at any point. It could be a cruiserweight, it could be anybody from outside the company, anything like that. So there you go, 2-1-2 format. Keep 2 long-term, give me a short-term member, and then also the 2 that you would put in the faction that were never there in the first place. And if you want to say who you want to remove in those spots, perfectly fine. So enjoy the rest of PW60 in your day as well. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again next week here on Brian's Random Moment of the Week with another faction-related question. Bye for now.
There you go. And in our final story this week on PW60, it was announced that the Survivor Series will be going to Chicago, to the All-State Arena. The All-State Arena, world-renowned, famous for so many great wrestling events throughout the year, everything from the WrestleMania 2 to WrestleMania 22, and so much in between. So, I don't know, B-Roll. We may have to make a trip back to Chicago come November. We'll have to just wait.
I am just convinced that these wrestling companies are out to get me and just don't want me to have any money.
This is true. Well, we have come to the end here of PW60, and hey, we want to give a special shout out to some members of our PW60 family, to Sienna and Irish Redwoods. We both want to wish you a happy birthday. We know you had a birthday over the weekend, and it was pretty awesome indeed. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm XLJ the OG along with Mr. B-Roll. We'll see you next week here on another episode of Pro Wrestling 60.